Hey gamers, what's up? Muzz here at L1 Games. Today I'm going to share with you a little video on a restoration project that I took on recently with a game lot that I brought in. It was a pretty big lot of games, very much uncared for. And among these games there were some amazing titles that needed some serious love. Now these games had dirt and dust on them, but there must have been moisture also because some of it was caked on like mud. And the labels were very dirty. There's a process that requires a lot of care when it comes to doing cartridges like this. Cleaning the sides around the plastic, making sure you don't pull the ink out of the label. Rubbing a little alcohol on a label, for example, can just strip it white. And you got to be really careful. So what you're going to see is kind of the step-by-step process with one of the cartridges. And then at the end, you'll see a few of the other cartridges that I did from the same lot. So what I use for this project, for these specific cartridges, I used a toothbrush, alcohol, Q-tips, and that's basically it. The Q-tips I used just to clean inside the cartridge for the initial clean, but as you'll see later on, I ended up pulling the cartridge apart so I can clean the connectors and get inside of the cartridge slot a little bit better. These carts were, again, very dirty and they needed that extra bit of help. So typically, in fact, I probably won't even include the Q-tip footage, but typically what I'll do is I'll just stick a Q-tip in there and clean the inside of the cartridge so you can get all the dirt and grime out. With a moderately, a cartridge that you don't have to take apart to clean, this isn't a big deal. It's probably something a lot of you do, and it's what I do also because it's just quick, easy. Alcohol doesn't have any kind of chemical reaction with the connectors. It evaporates super quickly. It doesn't leave any kind of corrosion like water or even like Windex or something that takes a long time to dry. It just doesn't work as good as alcohol. So I pretty much always use alcohol. Sometimes in really drastic cases I'll resort to deoxit, some contact cleaner, but in this case I didn't have to. And I use also a little green scratch pad. You'll see that footage in here also, to kind of wipe across the connectors and get all that corrosion off of them. It was pretty thick, it was pretty gross, and you'll see it all. So with no further ado, let's just jump into that video. You guys can check it out, and then I'll come back and close this out for you. And that's it. Pretty crazy, huh? You know, and this process is something you can do on any game cartridge. It doesn't have to be an Earthbound or an expensive cartridge. If it's something you want in your collection and you see it out there in the wild and you can pick it up at a good price, it might be worth trying out, because you can rescue a game, make it a more valuable piece of video game history that someone can love, including yourself, or if you sell it down the road or whatever, something that someone can cherish. And you know, every game is worth making this effort on. It's what I do here at the store. Every game that comes to the door, whether it's a valuable game, a cheap game, it'll get a good cleaning and it'll look like this when it goes out onto the shelf. And that's what matters most. I always tell people, if I wouldn't own it in my collection, then I won't sell it. So every game gets the maximum amount of love and the maximum amount of care, and a little extra work is totally worth it in any case, because I want to get these games back out to the public in the hands of gamers and make them loved again. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please do follow me on Twitter at L1Games, on TikTok at L1Games, on Instagram at L1Muzz, on Facebook at L1Games, and you know, all my other social media. There's exclusive content and footage that you want to check out, so you definitely want to follow me on all those different ones. And if you like my shirt, by the way, my Nerd Unity shirt, you can get one at shopnerdco.com. And that's a little something we do on the side that's just for fun, and we'd love your support. So that's it for now. Thanks a lot. I will catch you all later.